It can shake you for hours when one small forgotten thing suddenly makes you wonder if something is very wrong. Maybe it was a name you know well. Maybe it was a word that disappeared right in the middle. You stop talking, your chest tightens, and the fear rushes in faster than the memory ever does. For a moment, it does not feel small at all. It feels like a warning you cannot ignore. You may look calm on the outside, but inside, your mind is already racing toward the worst thought. You may tell yourself it was nothing, yet part of you keeps watching for the next mistake. That is the hard part. It is not only the forgetting, it is what the forgetting makes you feel. It can happen in the kitchen. You open a cabinet and suddenly forget why you walked there. You stand still for a second, then another second. The room is familiar, but your reason feels gone. You may laugh it off if someone is nearby, but deep down, it does not feel funny. It can happen in the middle of a sentence too. You know what you want to say. The idea is there, the feeling is there, but one simple word will not come out. Now you feel exposed, not because of the word itself, but because of what it seems to mean. Sometimes it happens when you are tired, sometimes after a bad night of sleep. Sometimes it happens when too much is already sitting on your mind. Bills, pain, family, appointments, worry. Then one small slip seems to carry the weight of every fear you have been holding. You may check yourself more now. Did I lock the door? Did I take the pill? Did I already say that? Did I miss something important? Did anyone notice how long I paused? That quiet self-checking can follow you all day. It can make ordinary moments feel tense. You may replay the mistake later while washing dishes or trying to fall asleep. You may hear your own mind whisper, "Is this how it starts?" That question can be hard to admit, even to yourself, but it is real. You may not say it out loud to family. You may not even say it to your doctor. Still, the fear sits there, close, personal, waiting behind small moments that used to mean nothing. Maybe you have walked into a room and forgotten your reasons so many times that now you brace yourself. Maybe you have stared at a pill organizer longer than usual and felt your stomach sink. Maybe you have stood in a grocery aisle looking at a familiar item and lost the word for it. Maybe you have missed an appointment and felt deeply embarrassed, even if there was a simple explanation. Maybe a loved one said, "You already told me that," and your face got warm right away. Those moments can stay with you, not for minutes, sometimes for the whole rest of the day. If that sounds painfully familiar, stay here with me for a little while. Take one slow breath. You do not need to solve everything in this very moment. You only need a little room to look at this fear with more kindness and more honesty. Because the truth is, memory is not a simple switch that stays the same forever. As the years pass, your mind can change in gentle ways that do not always mean danger. You may need a little more time to find a word. You may need more quiet to think clearly. You may notice that names take longer, or that distractions throw you off faster than they once did. That can be unsettling, but it can also be part of normal aging for many people. And there is more to it than age alone. Fear often grows larger when your mind is worn down. Poor sleep can make your thinking feel slow and cloudy. Stress can make simple recall much harder. Grief can do it too. So can pain, so can changes in routine. If your days feel lonely, heavy, or rushed, memory can feel more fragile than it really is. Even anxiety itself can make memory slips happen more often. That part is cruel but very real. When you are afraid of forgetting, you start watching every thought more closely. And the more pressure you put on your mind, the harder it can be to remember calmly. It is like trying to grab a word while your hands are shaking. The word may come back later, but the fear may already have left a mark. That is why one small slip can feel much bigger than it is. It is not only a missing name, it is the meaning your heart gives that missing name. You may think, "I am slipping, I am changing, I am losing ground." You may start testing yourself during the day without even noticing it. Can I remember that number? Can I say that name? Can I find that word fast enough? You may compare today with who you were 10 years ago and feel a quiet sadness. That sadness matters. It deserves respect, because this fear is not silly at all. It touches something deep, your independence, your confidence, your sense of who you are. You may worry about becoming a burden. You may worry about losing your place in conversations. You may worry about someone else seeing the slip and deciding something about you before you are ready. You may even hide how scared you feel because you do not want to make it more real. That hiding can be lonely. It can make a small worry feel much heavier. So let me ask you something softly. When does this fear feel loudest for you? Is it in the morning after poor sleep? Is it in conversation? Is it when you are alone? Is it when a family member notices? Or when you notice and nobody else does? You do not have to answer out loud. Just notice the moment that hurts the most. That moment can tell you a lot. It can show where the fear lives. And once you see that more clearly, you can begin to meet it with less panic. Because one memory slip does not tell your whole future. It simply does not. One missed word is not a life sentence. One foggy morning is not the final answer. That does not mean you ignore changes. It means you stop treating every moment like a verdict. There is a calmer way to look at what is happening. There is room for honesty without panic. There is room for concern without losing hope. There is room to notice patterns instead of letting fear write the story too early. That is where practical support begins. Not in denial, not in doom, in clear, steady attention. One helpful step is to name the fear honestly when it rises. You might say to yourself, "This scared me, I am worried, but I do not know the full meaning yet." That small sentence can slow the panic. It brings you back from the worst-case story. Another helpful step is to notice patterns instead of judging one single moment. Was the slip after a little sleep, during stress, during pain, during a busy, noisy day? Did it happen once this week, or is it happening often and getting harder to manage? Writing a few notes can help more than trying to remember the pattern in your head. A small notebook on the counter can be enough. Nothing fancy, just honest observation. You might write, "Forgot why I entered bedroom after poor sleep," or "lost word during stressful phone call." This is not about proving something bad, it is about seeing more clearly. Clear patterns can calm you, and if needed, they can help a doctor understand your concerns better. Another gentle support is lowering the pressure in the moment. When a word will not come, try pausing instead of forcing. Take one breath. Let the sentence rest. Often the mind works better without being chased. If the word still does not come, that does not mean you failed. You can say it another way. You can come back to it. You can let the moment pass. You are allowed to be human in conversation. You are allowed to pause. Sleep matters too, more than many people realize. A tired brain can feel older, slower, and far less steady than a rested one. If your sleep has been broken, your memory may feel worse the next day. That does not mean permanent decline. It may mean your mind needs deeper rest and less strain. A steady bedtime, less late-night worry, and a calmer evening can help more than you expect. Even simple things can ease the load: dim lights, softer noise, less television before bed. Another helpful support is using memory tools without shame. Writing things down is not weakness, it is wisdom. A calendar on the wall, a note by the door, a pill organizer, a phone reminder. These are not signs that you are failing, they are ways of caring for your life. You do not have to keep everything in your head to prove anything. Your worth is not measured by how few notes you need. It can also help to keep your mind gently engaged, not harshly tested. A simple routine helps. Familiar places for keys, glasses, papers, and medicine can reduce daily stress. A short walk can help clear mental fog. So can conversation, reading, prayer, puzzles, or music. Not because you must train your brain like a machine, but because your mind often does better when life has rhythm, meaning, and connection. And there's one more part that matters deeply. If changes feel unusual, stronger, or more frequent, it is okay to talk to a doctor. Not because you should panic, because you deserve support and a clearer picture. Especially if memory trouble starts affecting bills, driving, medication, appointments, or familiar daily tasks more than before. Especially if others notice a real change that keeps growing over time. Bringing it up is not giving in to fear. It is taking yourself seriously. You are not overreacting by asking questions. You are caring for your future. And sometimes there may be things that make memory worse that can be looked at. Sleep problems, stress, mood, medication changes, hearing issues, health problems that deserve attention. You do not have to sort all that out alone inside your own worried mind. Please remember this part because it matters more than you may think. You are not foolish for being scared by memory slips. You are not weak for replaying them later in the quiet. You are not broken because your confidence has been shaken. And you are not alone in the private fear that comes after an ordinary mistake. A lot of pain can hide inside one silent moment at the sink or in the car. But your fear still deserves tenderness, not judgment, not shame. You have lived a whole life of remembering. Names, birthdays, stories, roads, recipes, losses, promises. So of course it hurts when memory feels less certain than it once did. Of course you notice. Of course you care. That caring does not mean you are falling apart. It means this matters to you. Try to give yourself the same kindness you would give someone you love. If they forgot a word, you would not call them hopeless. If they walked into a room and blinked, you would not decide their future in 1 second. You'd probably say, "It happens. Take your time. You're okay." You deserve that same voice inside your own mind. Not every day will feel easy. Some days may still scare you. There may still be mornings when you wake up foggy and immediately feel on edge. There may still be conversations where a missing word stings more than it should. But fear does not have to run the whole day. You can pause, you can notice, you can gather facts instead of only fear. You can build small supports around your life and let them hold some of the weight. You can protect your sleep a little more, breathe a little slower, ask for hope when needed. You can stop turning every small slip into proof of the worst outcome. That shift takes time, but it is possible. And sometimes that shift begins with one quiet understanding. What you are feeling is real, but it is not the whole story. Your mind may need rest. Your heart may need reassurance. Your routine may need support. And if something more needs attention, you can face that step by step. You do not have to decide everything tonight. You do not have to carry every fear alone. For now, maybe it is enough to leave this moment with a little more steadiness, a little less shame, a little more room to breathe. If this spoke to something you have been carrying quietly, I hope you stay close to that truth. You deserve information that is calm. You deserve support that respects your dignity. And if you want, you can leave a simple comment and say, "This felt familiar." You can also like and subscribe if you would like more calm conversations like this. Most of all, I hope you leave with this thought. One memory slip is a moment. It is not the whole meaning of your life. Be gentle with yourself tonight. You are still you.